Thank you to Kickoff for sponsoring this video. More on them in just a bit.
Citizens of the Reject Nation, look at me. It's Tara. Look at her. What's your name?
I'm Jackie.
Wow. She got right to it. We are watching Oppenheimer. And guess what? You don't know this. Nobody knows this. I came from a nuclear physicist. It's true.
Really?
My grandpa's a nuclear physicist and my mom was a civil engineer.
Your grandpa's Oppenheimer.
Basically. He studied with him. My mom was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico, because my grandpa was studying there at the site. They had a site there for a while where they studied stuff. Okay? So like, I feel closely connected, and I had to share that with you before we begin.
Wait, that's
How
actually...
are you, Jackie?
Wait, I'm sorry. I have to rewind really quick. That's insane lore.
Isn't that
That's
wild?
like insane lore. So like, did your grandfather work at the site where they had tested it originally?
That's why he died tragically of cancer. It was rough when I was little.
Have you gotten some tests done? Are you all right? I'm like concerned about my friend Tara here now.
I was just a little tyke, so I didn't go to the old testing sites with him.
Were you downwind though? Because that's another issue.
We might have been, man. We might have been.
Okay, I'm gonna watch out.
Yeah, watch
my eye
out.
on you.
Yeah, I might start just.
Is it contagious? I'm just kidding.
Radiation? Maybe it was really strong. But anyway, how are you, Jackie?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a sleepy girl. I just wrapped a long production of ADing on set, and I'm very tired. And
I get that's so much work.
Having a break, so that's great.
Hell yeah. I told you guys about my nuclear physicist of a grandpa and my mom of an engineer, so I feel very closely connected to Oppenheimer. All right, guys, 3, 2, 1. I clicked it. I love him. I forget his name, but. Whoa. We already are.
You said you wanted to see an explosion. Here you go.
I did.
Are you
and
happy?
like they're giving it to me within the first. Prometheus stole fire from the gods and gave it to man. For this, he was chained to a rock and tortured for eternity.
Dr. Oppenheimer, as we begin, I believe you have a statement to read into the record.
Yes, Your Honor. Members of the security board, the so-called derogatory information in your indictment of me cannot be fairly understood.
How long did he testify?
Honestly, I forget the whole hearing.
Oh my God, that's.
Are they really going to ask about it?
Oppenheimer still divides America. The committee's going to want to know where you stood.
Senator Thurman asked me to say not to feel that you're on trial. This is a formality. President Eisenhower's asked you to be in his cabinet. The Senate really has no choice but to confirm you.
And if they bring up Oppenheimer?
Okay.
Why did you leave the United States?
I wanted to study the new physics.
I thought Berkeley had the leading theoretical physics department.
Once I had built it. First, I had to go to Europe. I went to Cambridge to study under Patrick Blackett.
Were you happier there than in America?
Happier.
Yes.
I was homesick, troubled by visions
Usually
of a
stressing me
hidden
out.
universe.
It scared me a little bit. You know what this looks like, Jackie?
What? Don't bring up space to me right now.
Yeah, she gets scared.
Useless in the lab.
The hair and makeup team is
On fire.
on fire right now.
Let's go.
He's like, we're all going.
Oh, no, not you, Oppenheimer. You finished coaching those kids.
What?
Wait, why?
Did your head go to poisoning the apple? Because mine did for a millisecond.
Well,
and now
like
I'm
it's cyanide.
like, oh my God, he really is?
He's gonna poison you.
Oh my God.
You know what he could have done instead of doing a murder is just gone and snuck into the lecture in the back. But that's fine.
Murder's more fun, Jackie.
No.
One day you'll realize.
No.
A world of energy and paradox that not everyone can accept.
Oh my God, is that?
Well, if he's gonna sneak in, he shouldn't ask a question.
I know, right? Like now you're really highlighting of you. Oh, that's his like peaceful moment. He can finally. Oh, nope. I thought like, he can finally sleep, but doesn't look like it.
Niels, meet J. Robert Oppenheimer.
Oh my God, it's Kenneth Branagh. That's amazing.
Nothing.
Oh, good.
No one's denying his insight. It's his laboratory work that leaves a little to be desired.
I heard you give the same
At
lecture.
Harvard, yes, and you ask the same question. Why ask again?
I'd like your answer.
Oh God. Oh my God.
If you don't enjoy the lab, so get out of Cambridge. Go somewhere that lets you think. Get to Germany, study under Max Bourne, learn the ways of theory. I'll send word.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Music, the important thing isn't can
I'm
you
surprised
read
that's not a
music,
bigger
it's
deal.
can you
Yeah. Like I
Can you
didn't.
hear the music, Robert?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
That
We're
stressed
going to
me out
Germany.
so bad. That we're just out of the gate.
I was like, dang, are we killing him right now? What? That's wild.
I'm just kind of surprised the professor wasn't more offended that he snatched an apple out of his hand. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, sure, man.
This score is wild.
Did this win for editing? I think he's testing gravity.
Maybe he just is doing his own rage room thing, you know? The build of music via the build in his mind and the editing. Mm-hmm. Woo! That was fun.
You were commissioner of the Atomic Energy Commission?
I was. I actually met Robert in my capacity as board member. After the war, he was world-renowned, the great man of physics, and I was determined to get him to run the institute.
I love that Robert Downey Jr. is in this. Like, I adore him.
The position comes with that house for you and your wife and your 2 children.
Nice.
Yeah.
This would be your office. I'm told he's there most afternoons.
I do.
Yeah.
He's doing it as well.
You know, I've always wondered why you didn't involve him in the Manhattan Project. Greatest scientific mind of our time.
Of his time.
Oh.
Einstein published his theory of relativity more than 40 years ago now. Never embraced the quantum world it revealed.
God doesn't play dice.
I never thought of studying physics formally, Mr. Strauss.
I chose to sell shoes.
No, Strauss was once a lowly shoe salesman.
Nice.
I'd love to introduce you.
I've known him for years.
Really? Okay. So he was friends with Einstein. Oh, great casting.
Yeah.
Albert.
Okay. He
Oh,
didn't
wow.
say anything. And he walks like right away when he came up.
As chairman of the AEC, I have access to your security file. I've read it.
You're not worried.
Oh.
Why would I be worried after everything you've done for your country?
Times change, Mr. Strauss.
Well, the purpose of this institute is to provide a haven for independent minds.
Are they referring to?
I'll see you at the AEC meeting tomorrow.
So Dr. Oppenheimer brought your attention to his past associations,
Okay.
and they didn't concern you.
But just then I was entirely consumed with what he must have said to Einstein to sell him
Well.
on me.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Your time in Europe, you seem to meet with a wide range of other countries' physicists.
Yes, that's right.
Emily Blunt in the background.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
they're
my
in the
God. Yeah,
corner.
you're right.
Yeah.
A Yank lecturing on the new physics. This I have to hear.
This cast is stacked.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need any help with the English.
Why are they
Why are
laughing?
they laughing?
Angeformt verschiedene
Oh,
Energie,
he-
Verbindungsopname
he's throwing it down.
What's he saying?
Ha 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 ha! Joke's on you, buddy. You thought he was gonna be English only.
How do you know Dutch?
Well, I thought I'd better learn it when I got here this semester.
Oh my God, he learned it that fast.
You learned enough Dutch in 6 weeks to get a lecture on quantum mechanics.
I wanted to challenge myself.
Oh my God.
Quantum physics wasn't challenging enough. Schwitzer, show off. Dutch in 6 weeks, but you never learn Yiddish. Ever get the feeling our kind isn't entirely welcome here?
Physicists.
It's funny. They're all Jewish, too.
I didn't know that he was Jewish, actually.
Heisenberg, right.
Yeah, they said it at the beginning when he was talking to Robert Downey Jr., but like
Yeah, he
of my
mentioned that.
knowledge, I wasn't a
Yeah, from my prior
previous
knowledge.
right.
Quantum world, there still hides a real world in which causality holds.
He is locked in.
Mm-hmm.
I liked your paper on molecules.
Probably because you inspired it.
If I inspire anything else, let me know. We could publish together.
Maybe he is in love with that guy.
He might be.
He's pining for the canyons of Manhattan.
Canyons of New Mexico.
You're from New Mexico?
No, New York, but my brother and I have a ranch outside Santa Fe. That's the America I miss right now.
Did you ever encounter Heisenberg again?
Not in person. You might say our paths crossed. On returning to America, I accepted positions at both Caltech and up at Berkeley. Dr. Lawrence, I presume?
Oh, him.
I hear you want to start a school of quantum theory.
I am starting it next door.
They put you in there.
Wanted to be close to you experimentalists.
We're building a machine to accelerate electrons.
Magnificent.
Would you like to help?
Oh, no, but I am working on theories I'd like to test with it.
Oh.
When do you start teaching?
I've got my first in an hour.
Seminar?
Pupil.
Oh.
One student, that's it?
Teaching something no one here has dreamt of. Once people start hearing what you can do with it,
There's no going back.
It's a beautiful piano.
Mr. Lomnitz?
Oh, it's only one.
Yes, this is it, please. What do you know about quantum mechanics?
I have a grasp on the basics.
Then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, it's like they don't know what it is yet.
Light made up of particles or waves? Quantum mechanics says it's both. How can it be both?
It can't.
It can't. It's paradoxical, and yet it works.
Oh, he's excited. That was adorable.
Totally, I love it. He's like, well, I made the right call being in this class. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
It's catching on.
A star, a vast
Seriously, that
furnace
piano,
burning
I
in
mean.
outer space.
Jackie, shut up about the piano. Watch the movie, huh?
But if that furnace cools, then gravity starts winning. It contracts.
Density increases.
Correct. And?
It's a vicious cycle until... What's the limit here?
I guess there's not until it doesn't have gravity.
See where the math takes us. I guarantee it's somewhere no one's been before.
Me?
Yes, you. Your math is better than mine.
Get to work, kid.
Why would they have started a file on Dr. Oppenheimer before the war?
Oh.
That it was connected to his left-wing political activities.
Okay.
You shouldn't let them bring their politics in the classroom, Oppie.
I wrote that. Florence, you embraced the revolution in physics. Can you see it everywhere else?
I wrote that.
I have sampled the Berkeley political scene. It's all just philosophy postgrads and communists talking integration.
Oh my God.
You don't care about integration.
I want to vote for it, not talk about it, especially on a Friday.
Okay.
The FBI was taking license plates outside suspected communist gatherings, and his name popped up.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus
That
Christ.
got me.
You remember Jackie?
Great name.
I hadn't heard you were a party member.
I'm not.
Oh, not yet.
Oh.
Frank and I are thinking of joining. Just the other day,
I support a range of causes.
Spanish Civil War.
Trying to reel him in.
A democratic republic being overthrown by fascist thugs. Who wouldn't?
Our government. They think that socialism is a bigger threat than fascism.
Look at what they're doing to the Jews. I send funds to colleagues in Germany to emigrate. I have to do something.
Do stars die?
Well, if they do, they'd cool, then collapse. In fact, the bigger the star, the more violent its demise.
Oh,
Wow.
my goodness.
The gravity gets so concentrated, it swallows everything. Everything, even light.
Can that really happen? Well, if you're going to send money to Spain, do it through the Communist Party. They can get it to the front lines.
Harry sent me with these.
Oh, it's Florence Pugh.
There you go.
Oh my God, I did not recognize her. The hair and makeup is so... I didn't recognize Robert Downey Jr. either, but I think it's just he's giving such a great performance.
Robert here says he's not a communist.
Well, then he doesn't know enough about it.
Oh, I've read Das Kapital, all 3 volumes. There's some thinking ownership is theft.
Property, not ownership.
I'm sorry, I read it in the original German.
Sick bird, Op.
It's about the ideas, and you sound uncommitted.
Well, I'm committed to thinking freely about how to improve our world.
I like that.
You're a physicist. You pick and choose rules? Or do you use the discipline to channel your energies into progress?
I like a little wiggle room. Do you always toe the party line?
I like my wiggle room, too.
Okay. Oh,
I didn't see that coming.
We love this wiggle room here.
I see a lot of wiggle room
There's
going
a lot
on.
of wiggling going on here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are like halfway through the year, and if building your credit was one of those goals that you had never started or you wanted to get better at, this is your sign because you're listening to this video, because this video is sponsored by Kickoff. You know, it took me a while, probably like a little too much of a while, to really understand how important credit is. You don't realize how much it can affect until you're like trying to get a car, rent an apartment, have a family, get married, look for a home, pursue an opportunity for your business, pretty much everything when you're adulting. And that's why Kickoff is great, because it's an app designed to help you build credit. You choose a monthly plan. Kickoff opens a credit building account for you, and your on-time monthly payments are reported to the credit bureaus. Love them. Basically, you make small, manageable payments. Kickoff reports that responsible behavior, and you begin creating a positive financial track record. And what appealed to me about Kickoff was having like a simple, affordable place to start. Autopay especially stood out because I feel like I got got a million things to remember. Kickoff Basic is their most popular plan. It's at $5 a month. Kickoff Premium is their most balanced plan. That is $20. And Kickoff Ultimate, its most powerful plan, is $35. You could sign up from your phone in minutes with no credit check, hidden fees, or interest. A new Kickoff account immediately diversifies your credit mix. Your on-time Kickoff payments over the account lifetime build payment history. And because the monthly payments are small, your credit utilization can get healthier fast. Kickoff Premium can also report the rent you're already paying. That means every positive on-time rent payment can be reported to help build your credit. Users with credit under 600 grow an average of 86 points just by paying on time. So you can start building credit with Kickoff today and get your first month for as little as $1. It's 80% off the normal price when you go to kickoff.com/rejects today. That's Kickoff with FC. Get KIKOFF.com/rejects. And because of the subject matter, mandatory disclaimer. Must sign up via kickoff.com/rejects. Activate offer applies to new Kickoff customers first month only. Subject to approval. Offer subject to change. Average first year credit score impacted plus 86 points through August 2024 and August 2025. Kickoff credit account users who start with a score below 600 paid on time. And no delinquencies or collections after the credit profile during that period. Payments may negatively impact your credit score. Individual results may vary. They could kick off.
Unexpected.
What?
For a physicist.
You only have a shelf full of Freud?
Well, actually, my background's more...
Jungian?
What's this?
Sanskrit.
You can read this?
I'm learning.
Read this.
Well, in this part, Vishnu reveals his multi-arms.
No.
Oh.
Read the words.
I'm kind of obsessed with her.
And now I am become death.
They're going to juice it again while he's doing that. Yeah, I knew it.
Destroyer of worlds.
He's like, this is my dream.
Yeah, totally. Dreams come true, I
Dreams
guess.
come true. It's making me cold, the wind.
Yeah, that wind is like in our ears, man.
I'm getting married. Frick. Congratulations.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Jackie. Yeah, to Jackie.
Oh, I'm extra sorry.
We joined the party, and you can't hide your disapproval. Why? Is that because that's supposed to be your thing?
I haven't joined the party, Frank. And I don't think she should have convinced you to either.
Half of the faculty is gone.
Not that half. I'm your brother, Frank. And I want you to be cautious.
I won't live my life afraid to make a mistake.
Sorry, I didn't realize that was his brother and the girl that his brother brought until right now. I'm like,
Be like I could see one of those dark stars that you're working on.
Gravity swallows light.
Frank, okay?
It just has a shitty brother. I thought if I could find a way to combine physics and New Mexico, my life would be perfect.
Little remote for that.
Yes. That mesa we saw today, one of my favorite places in the world. Tomorrow we'll climb it.
What's it called?
Los Alamos.
Los Alamos.
They've done it. Han and Strauss in Germany. They split the uranium nucleus.
How? Bombarded it with neutrons.
Oh, and he has the neutron thing next door.
It's a nuclear fission. They did it. They split the atom.
It's not possible.
Doesn't he?
I'm gonna try to reproduce it.
Okay, let's go.
Please be careful.
I know, it's scary, but like it also excites me, like how much math and
Can't be done.
they have to do to figure out this wild stuff.
Next door.
Yeah.
Alvarez did it.
These fission pulses,
That it did get
massive.
Oh,
he did it?
There we go.
I've seen 30 of these in the past 10 minutes.
Theory will take you only so far.
During the process,
Oh God, now you gotta test it.
extra neutrons boil off, which could be used to split other uranium atoms.
Chain reaction.
You're thinking what I'm thinking.
You, me, and every other physicist around the world have seen the news.
Or is that like Big Bang Theory? Like
Bomb.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I told you, Robert, no more fucking flowers.
Oh,
I'm also
I don't want anything from you.
You say that and then you call.
Well,
Oh,
struggling.
Interesting. Oh, uh-oh.
You have to know when you're beaten, Robert.
It's not that simple, Hook.
Signed up chemists, we signed up engineers. So why not scientists and academia?
I like that they call him Oppie.
Teachers are unionized. Why not professors?
Don't you have somewhere to be? I've got a group coming.
I'll sit in.
Not this one.
Why not? Oh.
Dr. Bush, what brings you two up north? Richard, you tell Ruth I'll be down to Pasadena Thursday.
Private meeting. They don't want him to be there. Also, like the party, or is it? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
yet.
not sure.
September 1st, 1939. The world's gonna remember this day.
1939.
Oh, Harlan, our paper, it's in print.
We've been upstaged.
Oh, dang. Yeah, that
I
sucks.
found myself increasingly out of sympathy.
But after Hitler invaded Russia and we became allies, these communist sympathies, do they return?
I need to make clear that my changing views on Russia did not mean a sharp break from those who held different views.
Okay.
For a year or two during a previous marriage, my wife, Kitty, had been a Communist Party member.
Do you two need anything?
Look at Ruthie.
Oh.
You're a biologist.
Well, somehow I have graduated to housewife.
Oh.
She's funny.
Our bodies, mostly empty space. Groupings of tiny energy waves bound together. Forces of attraction strong enough to convince us matter is solid. Stop my body passing through yours. You're married to Dr. Harrison.
Oh. Oh.
There is someone that I feel
She feels the same way.
Not very.
going to New Mexico. You should come. I'm in with your husband.
Yes, you did. Because you know it won't make a bit of difference.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, because he doesn't pay attention to her, it seems like.
My previous husband had died, and at 28, I wasn't really ready to be a widow.
Wow.
My second husband was Joe Dallett. He was a union organizer in Youngstown, Ohio. Fell hard. Hard enough to spend the next 4 years living off beans and pancakes, handing out the daily workroom. By 36, I just told Joe.
Pretty hard.
Yeah, pretty hard.
He said, swell, I'll meet you on my way to Spain.
You went to fight for the Loyalists?
And then he went to the brigades, and I waited. Joe got himself killed first time he popped his head out of the trench.
Oh, my
Dang,
God.
dude. That blows.
My husband offered both our futures to stop one fascist bullet from embedding itself in a mud bank. That's the definition of nothing.
I mean...
Seems a little reductive.
Pragmatic. Now here I am. Where the hell
So she's on her
is-
third marriage. Okay.
Yeah.
And on her way to her fourth.
Yeah.
I didn't want you to hear it from anyone else.
At least you didn't bring me flowers.
He's telling her that.
Yeah.
He's getting engaged, I think.
We both know I'm not what you want, Jean.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
a door closing.
Oh.
I met her. She knew what she wanted. What about the husband?
We talked. They're getting a divorce. We can get married before she starts showing.
Quick
Oh,
and
that
dirty.
husband did not put up a fight.
Nope. I don't think he cared.
This is your community. You think the rules don't apply to the golden boy?
Brilliance makes up for a lot.
I bet.
Don't alienate the only people in the world that understand what you do.
Everybody out.
Oh, he's pissed.
They won't let me bring you onto the project because of this shit.
It's the...
We've all heard about Einstein and Ziller's letter to Roosevelt warning him the Germans could make a bomb, and I know what it means for the Nazis to have a bomb.
Yeah.
It's not your people they're herding into camps.
Yep.
Listen to the sounds on your phone line and stop being so goddamn naive.
Why would they care what I do?
Because you're not just self-important, you're actually important.
It's a great line. That was a great line.
Line I'll never hear in my life, huh?
No.
I'll talk to Lomanitz, I'll talk to the others. You don't have to worry, it's
Oh,
done.
okay.
Promise.
Quick.
Then welcome to the war.
I filled out my first security questionnaire
Tough.
and was informed
Welcome to the war, huh?
that my involvement with the left-wing groups would not prove a bar to my working on the atomic program.
After the war, Dr. Oppenheimer was the most respected scientific voice in the world. That's why he advised the Atomic Energy Commission. I was chair of the AEC, but it wasn't me.
Who did?
Borden. He wrote to the FBI demanding they take action.
What did Borden have against Oppenheimer?
Right.
People hounded out of jobs for any hint of red. Reading Oppenheimer's security file, his communist brother, sister-in-law.
It does add up.
But how would Borden have access to Oppenheimer's security file?
Right.
Because somebody gave it to him.
Uh,
AEC vote on the export of isotopes to Norway, and they drafted in Robert to make me look like a fool.
The project. I'm in.
Let's celebrate.
Oh, God, she's wasted.
Shouldn't
Oh.
you him?
I have been calling him all fucking day.
She done.
She done. Well, he doesn't know how to handle the babe.
Yeah.
Take Peter for a while.
Kitty, you know you're here.
That's tough. I bet you.
Oh, my
She knows
goodness. Oh,
we're
my
awful
goodness.
people.
I wonder if he's
Selfish, awful
lying.
people.
Okay.
You see beyond the world we live in. There is a price to be paid for that. Of course, we'll help you.
Well.
We're putting together a group to study
We shouldn't
feasibility.
be doing anything. You should.
I'm Colonel Groves. This is Lieutenant Colonel Nichols.
Oh, my God.
Have that dry clean.
Oh my God.
It's our Martian.
I built the Pentagon. The brass likes it so much, they made me take over the Manhattan Engineer District.
Which is?
Oh.
You know damn well what it is. You and half of every physics department across the country. That's problem number one.
I thought problem number one would be securing enough uranium ore.
1,200 tons. Bought the day I took charge.
Oh, wow.
Just broke ground at Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Now I'm looking for a project director.
Okay.
And my name came up.
Nope. Even though you brought quantum physics to America, which made me curious.
What if you found out?
Oh.
You're a dilettante, a womanizer, a suspected communist.
I'm a New Deal Democrat.
I said suspected.
Duh.
Now, the only person who had anything good to say was Richard Tolman. He also strikes me as a guy who knows more about science than people.
You're talking about turning theory into a practical weapon system faster than the Nazis.
Dangerous.
Who have a 12-month head start. 18. How could you possibly know that?
Our fast neutron research took 6 months. The man they've undoubtedly put in charge will have made that leap instantly.
Who do you think they put in charge?
Werner Heisenberg. We've got one hope.
Which is?
Anti-Semitism. Hitler called quantum physics Jewish science, said it right to Einstein's face. Our one hope is that Hitler is so blinded by hate that he's denied Heisenberg proper resources because it'll take vast resources.
Yeah.
All minds have to see the whole task to contribute efficiently. Poor security may cost us the race. Inefficiency will.
Somebody with your past doesn't want to be seen downplaying the importance of security from our communist allies.
No.
You don't get to say no to me.
My job to say no to you when you're wrong.
So you have the job now? Oppenheimer couldn't run a hamburger stand.
Well, he probably couldn't. He'd be like, how do we make a hamburger? All right, baby.
All America's industrial might and scientific innovation connected by rail.
Oh, wow.
One point in space and time.
Okay.
It comes together here. A secret laboratory.
Oh.
Equipment, housing, the works. Keep everyone there until it's done.
Cool.
Which character is your grandpa?
I know, right? We gotta find him.
If you want security, build a town. Build it fast. Where?
New Mexico?
Welcome to Los Alamos. I have to find the perfect spot for success.
Yeah.
Go recruit some scientists.
Why
Oh,
would I
wow.
leave my family?
I told
Imagine.
you can bring your family.
Build me a town fast. And then they just do it.
But you can't tell us what you're doing.
I don't know. Nazis have them.
Why would we go to the middle of nowhere for who knows how long?
A year or 2 or 3.
Oh.
It's about unleashing the strong force before the Nazis do.
Yes. And that gives them enough info.
Why is Josh Peck in this? That really just, I'm surprised. Sorry.
Why would you think I'd do that?
Oh, because this is the most important fucking thing to ever happen in the history of the world.
That was great.
They are not going to let me onto this project.
I've got some skeletons. They put me in charge. They need us.
Until they don't.
Yeah. I mean,
you're expendable right after you make the thing.
Yeah.
You know, it really would be quicker to take a plane.
No, plane's too risky.
Harbor guys, they say the building's
Right.
too small for this cyclotron.
Oh, there's the town.
Yeah.
When's this place supposed to
Wow.
open?
2 months.
You're the great improviser, but this you can't do in your head.
You might be able to, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, once everybody gets together.
So you take theoretical.
I'm not coming here.
Oh, uh-oh.
Why not?
Why not?
I don't wish the culmination of 3 centuries of physics to be a weapon of mass destruction.
I do get that.
Yeah.
I do, absolutely. I'm with him on that. Because I wouldn't want that either.
If we can be trusted with such a weapon. But I know these can't. We have no choice.
And that's also
Right.
a great I mean,
The second thing you have to do is appoint Hans Bethe to run the theoretical division.
Exactly. I'm with him, too. We don't have a freaking choice. They're not, like, these are going to do it. And then what? We're just...
Take off that ridiculous uniform.
Groves is insisting we join.
Tell Groves to go shit in his hat. They need us for who
Honestly,
we are.
yeah.
So be yourself.
Yeah. Oh, it's giving Jurassic Park right there with the hat and the pipe. Ooh, love the build of this music. Let's go, baby.
We will work here until the T section at Los Alamos is finished. Edward, can I please?
More important.
Oh.
When I calculated the chain reaction, I found a rather troubling possibility.
Exponential.
Tellus calculations can't be right.
Do them yourself while I go to Princeton.
What for?
To talk to Einstein.
Well, there's not much common ground between you two.
That's where I should get his view.
Yeah. Oh.
Dr. Oppenheimer.
All right, that's a little scary.
Have you met Dr. Gödel? Whose work is this?
Tellers.
What do you take it to mean?
Oh, Jesus.
Neutrons smash into nucleus, releasing neutrons to smash into other nuclei.
Yeah.
It would ignite the atmosphere.
Oh, Jesus.
When we detonate an atomic device, we might start
That
a chain
never
reaction
stops.
that destroys the world.
Oh, wow, yeah.
About the only thing you and I have in common is a disdain for mathematics. Who's working on this in Berkeley?
Hans Bethe.
You'll get to the truth.
And if the truth is catastrophic.
So neither side destroys the world.
Yeah.
This is yours, not mine.
Scary.
When you know Teller's critical assumptions, the real picture emerges.
Bottom line.
The chances of an uncontrolled nuclear reaction are near zero.
Okay.
This is good news.
But that is very good news.
No, you'll get the same
Except
answer.
near is a little concerning.
He just seems so focused on, you can't really get that, you know?
Theory will take you only so far.
Yeah, you got to test it in real life, buddy, which is scary as hell.
You know who I ran into the other day? Eltonton. He was moaning about how we're handling the war. Government's not sharing any research with the Russians. He said most scientists think the policy is stupid. He mentioned that if anyone had anything they wanted to pass on, he could help.
That would be treason.
I just thought you should know.
Okay.
Nothing in our long-standing friendship would have led me to believe that Chevalier was actually seeking information. And I am certain that he had no idea of the work in which I was engaged.
Okay.
We'll have a scientist appearing before the committee.
Why seek the opinion of scientists? Well, I'd like to know the name of the scientist testifying. I'd like the chance to cross-examine.
This is not a court.
Oh.
They bring in a scientist, so what?
You don't know scientists like I do, Counselor. They resent anyone who questions their judgment, especially if you're not one of them. I'm easy to blame for what happened to Robert.
We can't have the Senate thinking the scientific community doesn't support you, sir.
I fought Oppenheimer in the U.S. one.
Isn't there someone we can call who knows what really happened?
Teller? Can you get the name of the scientist they've called?
Probably.
Find out if he was based in Chicago or Los Alamos during the war.
Oh, okay.
Robert built that damn place. He was founder, mayor, sheriff, all rolled into one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look, a town.
You got the baby back.
That damn baby's always crying.
All right, at least he's not crying.
Yeah. Kind of don't blame the baby, though, because whenever he's crying, they're just like...
There's no kitchen? Oh, God.
Barbed wire, guns, Opie.
We're at war, Hans.
Well, you need that. You're building one of the biggest bombs ever known to man. Like
1917, a cargo ship carrying munitions explodes in the harbor.
Oh my God, jeez.
That's so loud.
A vast and sudden chemical reaction.
It's so loud.
Now let's calculate how much more destructive it would have been if it were a nuclear.
Wow.
Expressing power in terms of tons of TNT.
But it would be thousands.
Well then, kilotons.
Here's the amount of uranium Oak Ridge refined all of last month. And the Hanford plant made this much plutonium. Now, if we can enrich these amounts, we need a way to detonate them.
Okay.
Instead of uranium or plutonium, we use hydrogen. Heavy hydrogen. We compact the atoms together under great pressure to induce a fusion reaction. Then we'll get megaton.
So how do you generate enough force to fuse hydrogen atoms?
A small fission bomb.
Well, since we're going to need one anyway, we get back to the business at hand.
The isotopes issue wasn't your most important policy disagreement with Dr. Oppenheimer. It was the hydrogen bomb, wasn't it? Colleagues, we agreed to disagree on a great many things. Well, one of them was the need for an H-bomb program.
One of our B-29s over the North Pacific has detected radiation.
Oh.
Are those the long-range detection filter papers?
Atomic test.
Oh. Where?
The Russians have a bomb. We're supposed to be years ahead of them, but what were you guys doing in Los Alamos? Wasn't security tight?
Of course it was. You weren't there.
I call this shooting. We fire a chunk of fissionable material into a larger sphere with enough force to achieve criticality.
Whoa! Jesus, sorry. God.
Explosives around the sphere blast inwards, crushing the material.
I'd like to investigate that idea.
Okay.
I'll talk to Ordnance, get you blowing things up.
Fun.
How long have you been British?
Since Hitler told me I wasn't German.
Come, welcome to Los Alamos.
Mm-hmm.
Who's up and running? Bar? Always running.
Yeah, you're gonna need it.
Is that Mr. Server? Yes. I've offered jobs to all the wives, admin, librarians, computation. We cut down on staff, keep families together.
Good idea.
Compartmentalization is the key to maintaining security.
Who presumably communicate with subordinates.
Oh.
These men aren't stupid. They can be discreet. I don't like it. You don't like anything enough for that to be a fair test. Once a week. Top men only. I'd like to bring my brother here. No.
Huh.
I still haven't heard that my security clearance has been approved.
It hasn't.
We're going to Chicago tomorrow.
No, you should wait.
Oh.
Dr. Oppenheimer, the fact that your security clearance is proving difficult to obtain is not my fault.
May not be your fault, but it's your problem.
Yikes.
I'm going.
Oh, good.
They just fired a starting gun. What's the nature of the device they detonated?
Data indicates it may have been a plutonium implosion device.
The Russians have a bomb. Truman needs to know what's next.
What's next?
Oh, God.
If it can put us ahead again, the President of the United States needs to know about it.
Oh, God.
And if the Russians know about it already from a spy, then we gotta get going.
There's no proof there was a spy at Los Alamos.
Yeah, how did they
Yeah,
get the
'cause how else would they have
like, how did they
gotten that?
make it? Mm-hmm.
They put it under the football stadium?
It feels not in use anymore.
Just as well.
Oh, God. I hope no one lives near there.
Come stai? Va bene? I hear you got a little town.
Yes, come and see.
Oh my God, he looks insane right there.
He does.
Who could think straight in a place like that? Everybody will go crazy.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Cillian.
Love it.
Do we really need that in the notes? When are you going to try it out?
We did.
Oh, my God. This freaking cast. dude.
Everyone's in this.
The first self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction. Didn't Groves tell you?
No.
The heck?
Harvard forgot to teach that on the graduate chemistry course.
Condon, put Mrs. Sornick here on the plutonium team.
But she hasn't been cleared. But I like that he wants to hire her. But now I'm scared.
What the hell were you doing in Chicago?
Visiting the Met.
Why?
We have every right.
You have just the rights that I give you. No more,
God.
no less.
Matt Damon, I'm
him.
scared,
Run a
Matt
project here.
Damon.
This is ridiculous. Tell him.
Oh, God.
Compartmentalization is the protocol we agreed to.
Enough of this madhouse. Nobody can work under these conditions. You
right,
know what?
we
I quit.
Better off without him.
Yikes. Well, see, now we're...
Discretion out there.
We'll have him killed.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I don't...
Matt Damon,
He
please.
hates me, not America. You know, General, not everyone has levers to pull like mine.
Right.
You didn't hire me despite my left-wing past. You hired me because of it, so you could control me. Well, now we understand each other. Perhaps you can get me my security clearance so I can perform this miracle for you.
Then there's only really one question I need answered here today. In light of the current AEC guidelines, would you clear Dr. Oppenheimer today?
Do you have the guidelines?
Oh, God. Okay. Oh, thank God. It's just one page. Oh, never mind. It's multiple.
Under current AEC guidelines, would you clear Dr. Oppenheimer today?
What a trick. That's why you need a liaison. I'm appointing Lomanitz. You're gonna be okay. This way, gentlemen.
I love it. We got the gang back together.
Whole gang's back together.
I'd like to remind you what we talked about in Berkeley. Compartmentalization, I understand completely.
Oh, good.
All right, building it up.
Getting some more uranium. Good.
I am here to update you on our progress and solicit your input. To do so, I am going to have to share a few things that General Groves told me not to. Sorry, General, I said I understood, not that I agreed.
Oh, love it.
Gentlemen?
He's pissed. I think he knew. Can they chill with it? I know that this was a big part of history, but I'm like, chill with the comedy. I don't care.
Our security was tight, as former Colonel Nichols well knows.
Our security was as tight as it could be given the personalities involved, but attempts were made. We've all read his file here. Do we need to talk about Jean Tatlock or the Chevalier incident?
I'd like to finally hear about the Chevalier incident.
Got another screw up. Lomanitz just got drafted.
We are at war, Doctor.
Yeah.
Don't be an asshole, Nichols. We need this kid. Fix it, will you?
It wasn't a mistake. Your friend Lomanitz has been trying to unionize the radiation lab.
Oh.
You promised to quit all that.
Security officer at Berkeley is concerned about communist infiltration through that union, the FA.
FACT.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm there next week. I'll drop in to see him.
Your Q clearance came through.
Oh.
It's important you not maintain or renew any questionable associations.
So you're not allowed to see Jean, huh?
Do you think social contacts between a person engaged on secret war work and communists was dangerous?
My awareness of the danger would be greater today.
Good answer.
It's fair to say that during the war years, you felt that such contacts were potentially dangerous.
Were conceivably dangerous, yes. I've had a lot of secrets in my head for a long time. Doesn't matter who I associate with, I don't talk about those secrets.
He's still having an affair with her?
You said in your statement that you had to see Jean Tatlock in 1943.
Yeah, why?
You left. Not a word. What did you think that would do to me?
I wrote.
Pages of nothing. Where
Wow,
did you go?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, he left her in the dark.
Yeah.
Why did you have to see her?
I felt that she had to see me.
Poor wife. It's like right back there.
Yeah.
She was undergoing psychiatric treatment. She was extremely unhappy.
Did you find out why she had to see you?
Oh, that's a great shot.
What a reveal.
That's amazing.
Because she was still in love with me.
That's an incredible shot.
That's what she's seeing in her head, and I hate it. That's very real.
I'd rather be here for you as you need.
But you have other priorities.
Yeah, you
now.
know that, Jean.
Wife and child.
That's not what either of us is talking about.
Okay. Kaboom, kaboomy.
You asked me to come.
Twice.
And I'm glad I can see you again.
Yeah.
You said you would always answer.
Yeah, you did say
You
that.
did say that.
Did you think that consistent with good security?
As a matter of fact, it was. Not a word.
When did you see her after that?
Oh my God! What is that? Did she?
I think she.
Never saw her
Yeah, I
again.
think she.
She did.
Yeah.
I think she did.
That was a very tasteful way to depict it.
Kitty, I didn't say anything that
Right,
I
I'm
told
sure.
you.
Today you set it to history, didn't you?
Oh.
No, everybody has to know that
No.
he had a mistress.
It's giving Eliza and Hamilton.
No, you sit there day after day, letting them pick our lives to pieces. Why won't you find it?
Robert.
Yeah, I mean, because she's been here the whole time.
I'm surprised she's allowed in there while they're, cross-examining him.
This time there's another man. Said his name was Pash.
You met Colonel Pash?
Colonel Pash, could you please read?
Results of surveillance conducted on subject indicate further possible Communist Party
that-
connections.
Ben's voice?
I can't tell.
Subject met with and spent considerable time with one Jean Tatlock, communist, the record of whom is attached.
That's Affleck. I know it.
He's the head of security for the project. Shouldn't I know him?
No, he should know you. I would never put you in a room with Pash.
Why not?
When Pash first heard about Lomanitz, he told the FBI he was going to kidnap him and interrogate him in the Russian manner.
Oh my God.
Now, when the FBI pointed out, Pash made it clear he had no intention of leaving any witness left to prosecute.
Oh.
Now, the FBI talked him down, but that's the man you're dancing with.
Well, why would anyone on the project want to do that?
I don't like the idea of it going out the back door.
All right.
It might not hurt to be on the lookout for it.
And you said that to Pash.
Huh.
I'm not the judge of who should or should not have information. It's my business to stop it from going through illegally. Would you be a little more specific?
Elton. I believe he's a chemist who works at Shell.
Oh, God.
He talked to a friend of his who's an acquaintance of someone on the project.
And you thought Pash would be satisfied with that?
I was attempting to give them Eltonton without opening a can of worms.
Oh, God. Oh.
Jesus.
Did you lie to General Groves, too?
I admitted to him.
This is just getting
Do you
too...
recall his conversation about the Chevalier incident?
I've seen so many versions of it. Wasn't confused before, but I'm certainly getting there now.
And what was your conclusion?
That he was under the influence of typical American schoolboy attitude that there's something wicked about telling on a friend.
Someone a member of the project?
Not in the project, no.
So Eltonton made his approach through a member of the faculty here at Berkeley.
Huh?
As far as I know, yes. But there may have been more than one person involved.
You're getting all worked up, Bob.
Yeah, he's not...
If I seem uncooperative, I think you can understand it's because of my insistence in not getting innocent people into trouble.
Because Pash is gonna...
You see me as persistent.
Well, you are persistent, but that is your job. My job is to protect the people that work for me.
Instead of us going on certain steps, which may come to your attention and be disturbing to you.
Oh, God.
I would like to discuss those with you first. I'm not formulating a plan. I'll just have to digest the whole thing.
Okay.
In the months in between your interview with Dr. Oppenheimer, did you expend resources trying to find the name of the intermediary?
Considerable resources, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Without the name, our job was extremely difficult.
And when did you receive the name?
It pissed
I was
him
gone
off.
by the time Oppenheimer finally offered it up.
Gone.
Oh, whoa, gone.
They felt my time would be better spent in Europe determining the status of the Nazi bomb project.
Who did?
General Groves. He transferred me to London.
Okay.
It's a little early for a Christmas party.
Something's up. Tolman's been away.
That little town looks really cute.
It does. Especially at Christmas time. Let's freaking go.
Does it still exist or did they explode it?
I don't know.
Early Christmas present for you all?
I want some eggnog, dude.
Okay. Kenneth Branagh eggnog is delish.
The British pilots put me in the bomb bay. Showed me the oxygen, but I messed it up.
Mm-hmm.
Is it big enough
to end the war?
To end all war?
Jesus.
Did he mention gaseous diffusion?
He seemed more focused on heavy water.
As a moderator?
Yes, instead of graphite.
That's hydro.
He took a wrong turn. And with you here to help us, Niels.
So could you give us a moment, gentlemen?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you could do this without me.
Why did you come?
The power you're about to reveal will forever outlive.
Mm-hmm.
True.
There's a call from San Francisco.
Okay.
He looks so pissed right now.
What happened?
Your father called. I found him yesterday in the bath.
Oh, God.
Who?
She taken. Left a note, not signed. She took barbiturates, but there was chloral hydrate in her blood.
What's chloral hydrate?
There was a note.
Jean Tatlock.
She said she needed me. I told her I could.
He shut the door.
You don't get to commit to sin, and then have us all feel sorry for you that it had consequences.
Okay.
People here depend on you.
He deserved that. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, yikes. That's tough.
The British can do it. Fuchs.
It's your job, Tara.
I'm engaged in the research.
On a hydrogen bomb we're not even building.
I won't work for them.
Oh,
Let him
no.
go.
You replace Nedemar. Seth, I'm putting you on plutonium. Lily, you go with Perkisti. You take Teller's role. I'm putting you exclusively on the implosion device.
Okay.
No one is leaving Los Alamos.
Alrighty.
They won't let me leave.
No, I won't let you leave.
Well, right. You have all this knowledge, buddy. Like, we can't.
Forget Hans. Stay here. Research what you want.
On his own?
Fusion, the hydrogen bomb. We'll meet to discuss.
We don't have time to meet. You're a politician now, Robert.
Once a week. 1 hour. You and me.
Once a week. Yeah, but does he have to? He still has to stay at Los Alamos or
Yeah,
what?
I think so. Also, it's just funny to me that he's like, they won't let me leave. It's like, just duck under.
After hours of discussion about the best response.
An H-bomb
Finally.
Yeah, right?
is 1,000 times the power of an A-bomb. Its only intended target would be the largest cities.
Izzy, draw some circles on this side of the map where they would target us, starting with New York.
Do we really need more deterrence than our current arsenal of atomic bombs?
He's got a point, right?
They know it. Now they
Oh, God. Ah!
This is a very loud movie.
So
like
loud.
an insanely loud movie.
Stressing me out.
Do you understand? If we build a hydrogen bomb, the Russians will have no choice but to build their own.
Could they be working on one already?
Exactly. It's just gonna keep spreading.
I say we use this moment to gain concessions from the Russians by committing that we will not build a hydrogen bomb.
Thereby revealing its existence.
Okay.
Which you seem convinced they already know.
All right.
I'd like the committee members to meet in privacy to finalize our recommendations.
Okay.
During the war, I was a pilot. One night, flying back from a raid, I saw an amazing sight, like a meteor, a V-2 rocket headed England. I can't help but imagine what it will be for such an enemy rocket to carry an atomic warhead.
Right.
Oh my God.
Let's
He's
make sure
the one.
we're not the ones to make that possible.
All right. That kid is the one that had Oppenheimer's file and made the whole thing blow up, I believe.
How was Mr. Borden able to put together such a detailed indictment? He was no longer a government employee, yet he appears to have had unlimited access to Dr. Oppenheimer's file. Might Mr. Nichols have given him access to the file, or someone else?
That's a very serious accusation, Senator.
Well, how did he get it?
Yeah.
Is it your intention to suggest that Dr. Oppenheimer is disloyal to the United States?
I've always assumed that he's loyal to the United States.
Okay.
Do you or do you not believe that Dr. Oppenheimer is a security risk?
Oh, wow.
That's not good that sign said gadget, because that's their, like, fake name for the bomb.
Germany is about to surrender. It's no longer the enemy who are the greatest threat to mankind. It's our work.
Hitler's dead. It's true, but the Japanese fight on.
Their defeat seems assured.
Goodness, I brought a sweater, you guys. It's so cold in here.
How do we justify using this weapon on human beings?
Right. It's tough to justify that.
We're theorists. We imagine a future, and our imaginings horrify us.
Mm-hmm.
They won't fear it until they understand it, and they won't understand it until they've used it. When the world learns the terrible secret of Los Alamos, our work here will ensure a peace mankind has never seen. A peace based on the kind of international cooperation that Roosevelt always envisaged.
I don't know, though.
That's the one. 2 viable bombs. I need a date.
September.
July.
Jesus.
That's the sweet spot, gentlemen.
Test in July. But I need my brother.
All right. I think you're going to have to get your brother now.
Frank knows the desert. He's left politics behind. He's been working with Florence for 2 years now. What do we call the test? Batter my heart. 3-person God. What? Trinity.
Okay.
You insisted on bringing on your brother Frank, a known communist.
Former communist.
You brought a known former communist onto America's most secret and important defense project.
I knew my brother could be trusted.
Yeah. I mean, it's his family. I don't blame him for that.
You felt your judgment was sound on who on the team could be trusted.
Folks, head down, okay? Everybody ready?
Oh, God. And my grandpa's one of these people.
Really? Yeah, that's
scary, right?
That's insane.
Wild.
That's literally the most insane thing I've ever heard.
We're gonna need to be a lot farther away.
Well, figure it out fast. We leave for Washington in the morning. We're gonna give him a date.
Pics later, please.
If we don't act now, they're going to use this thing against Japan. We booked a meeting with Truman, but somebody killed it.
Just because we're building it doesn't mean we get to decide how it's used.
History will judge us, Robert.
Yeah, they will.
In Chicago, we put together a petition.
I'm not getting into that.
Okay, leave Rami alone.
Germany's defeated. Japan's not going to hold out alone.
You got us into this. You and Einstein with your letter to Roosevelt saying we could build a bomb.
You're the great salesman of science. You can convince anyone of anything, even yourself.
The A-bomb might not cause as much damage as the Tokyo bombings.
A pillar of fire, 10,000 feet tall, deadly neutron effects for a mile in all directions.
That's more than...
From one single device, dropped from a barely noticed B-29, the atomic bomb will be a terrible revelation of divine power.
Yeah.
If that's true, it would be definitive. World War II would be over. Our boys would come home.
Is there no way to demonstrate a bomb to Japan?
We intend to demonstrate it in the most unambiguous terms. Twice. Once to show the weapon's power,
Oh my God.
and a second to show that we can keep doing this until they surrender.
We have a list of 12 cities to choose from. Sorry,
Dude.
11.
Oh, good.
I've taken Kyoto off the list due to its cultural significance to the Japanese people. Also, my wife and I honeymooned there.
So kind of them.
And he loves it. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
According to my intelligence, which I cannot share with you, the Japanese people will not surrender under any circumstances. The use of the atomic bomb on Japanese cities will save lives.
If we retain moral advantage.
It's interesting.
If you talk to
The Manhattan
scientists,
Project has been plagued from the start by certain scientists of doubtful discretion.
He tried. He tried.
Now, we need these men, but as soon as it's practical, we should sever any such scientists from the program. Wouldn't you agree, Doctor?
Oh, God.
Need not make unkeepable promises, but the Potsdam Peace Conference in July will be President Truman's last chance to have that conversation.
Okay.
Can you give us a working bomb by then?
Absolutely. We will test fire before the conference.
Oh, God. Now we
Okay.
got to really have it. We got to get going.
Ground zero, observation posts at 10,000 yards north, south, and west.
I'm stressed.
They want to use the test to confirm a safe operating distance.
That's risky.
Well, not as risky as dropping one over Japan and hoping that we were right about the blast radius.
Don't let them slow us down. We're firing on the 15.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to make it work.
So I'll be here at
Oh my God,
Sal's
I'm stressed
observation
out.
point with Frank and Kistiakowski.
And also, I'm cold.
I know,
so
it is.
cold.
It's so cold in here.
Base camp, west observation or far observation.
I'm going to text John to be like, turn the air off.
Are those safe distances?
Based on your calculations.
Time to stand behind your science, Hans.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus.
Scary.
I mean, everyone must be terrified. Or is that the bomb? I think that's the bomb.
I think they have to probably combine
transport
that
it
with the,
into the giant. Yeah. When
Yeah.
they move it. Oh my God. I would be having a heart attack right now.
Ooh.
What about the radiation cloud?
Right.
Without high winds, it should settle within 2 to 3 miles. But we need good weather for visibility, so it has to be fine.
Okay. God. Are you guys gonna wear hazmat suits? I mean, you're gonna be so.
I don't know. Like if one thing goes wrong, everyone blows up the fuck up.
I love it. It's crazy, dude.
Is there anything else that might stop us?
Oh God.
Oh, the weather.
Yeah.
The weather.
It's happening, isn't it?
I'll send a message. If it's gone our way, take in the sheets.
Robert, break a leg.
Break a leg.
Jackie be jumping.
That's what they call me.
Oh, it seems okay. It's a little more steady up
Looks
here.
like it
but
weighs like 500,000 million pounds.
Totally.
Jesus.
It's funny. My abuelita was married to my grandpa, who's a nuclear physicist. We had a windmill just like that in our backyard.
Really?
Yeah. One of the old school ones. Not that other people don't, but
yeah,
it just reminded me of that.
Are you saying we'll have to delay? This weather hasn't reached the site?
Oh, God. That's bad.
Yeah.
Fred is calling to tell you the implosion test failed.
Hello, Hans? Yes, he's here.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Is he wrong?
No.
No? So we're about to fire a dud?
No.
Explain.
Okay. Yeah.
I know the implosion lenses will work.
If we fire
Okay.
these detonators and they don't trigger a reaction, 2 years worth of plutonium will be scattered.
Right.
A month of my salary against $10. Says it likes.
Okay. I mean, he seems very confident.
Yeah, but I feel like given the circumstances, a month of his salary is kind of a low bet there.
Let's get the south observation.
Right.
Pull them out. We can make our determination there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is this doing?
Raining, blowing lightning.
For how long, damn it?
Cold and strong.
It'll break before dawn.
I mean,
Storm cools overnight. Just before dawn, storm breaks.
He's been there, and he's been.
It could be right, but schedule as late as possible. 5:30. Sign your forecast. If you're wrong, I'll hang you.
All right.
3 years, 4,000 people, $2 billion. Oh, if it doesn't go off, we're both finished.
Totally.
yeah, they're absolutely, yeah.
I'm betting on 3 kilotons. Anything less, they won't get what it is.
What did Fermi mean by atmospheric ignition?
Well, we had a moment where it looked like the chain reaction from an atomic device.
Yes. Back to that.
Setting fire to the atmosphere.
Was Fermi still taking sides?
Exponential.
Call it gallows humor.
Are we saying there's a chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world?
Nothing in our research over 3 years supports that conclusion. Except it's the most
Damon is like, why are you just telling me this now?
Chances are near zero.
Near
zero.
Near is the key word here.
Near is the operative.
Exactly. We have to test
but
it.
what character development for
0 would be nice.
Oppie there?
You don't get 0 in theory, buddy.
In exactly 1 hour, 58 minutes, we'll know.
All right.
It's living up.
Okay.
Oh, that looks cool.
The arming party's left 0. They're heading this way. Throwing the switches. Turn the cars. Ready for emergency evacuation.
Oh, this music is amazing.
Yeah, the cacophony of the stringed instruments is really adding to my stress levels here.
The anxiety here, yeah. They're doing it.
It's a good thing I had therapy this morning so that we could just undo all of it with this film.
Totally. She's gonna need a second appointment. Oh God. Shouldn't we close the door? I mean, it's I know it's far away, but okay, 20 minutes.
20.
Oh, they are. He's putting on sunblock.
Yeah.
See, because the radiate, I was like, why are they?
Stops the UV.
But stops the glass.
That was funny. He said
and what
glass
stops the glass?
Yeah.
Robert, try not to blow up the world.
We'll see.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
I do not know if I'd be sitting there watching it. I would definitely have 3 pairs of sunglasses on and some blank, one of those fire blankets.
Don't charge. When the voltage drops below 1 volt, you hit that button, you abort. Understood?
Oh God. Okay. This is so scary. Jesus, look at him shaking. Oh, okay.
Everybody down.
Oh,
Do not
okay.
Turn around until you see light reflected on the hills.
Oh, they have to.
Then look at the explosion only through your welder's glass.
90 seconds.
I wouldn't even trust the welder's glass, but you're allowed to look at it? That's wild.
Detonator charged.
God. Oh, wow. This is crazy. Oh,
9.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, look at Josh.
Yeah. Oh, what is he doing? You're going outside with your bare eyes?
He wants to see it, I guess.
All right, well, put the freaking goggles on then, buddy.
1.
Oh, my God, it worked. Wow. Oh, no, why are you taking them off? I don't think you're supposed to take them off yet. Or maybe it's just for the blast at the beginning. I don't know. That is a gorgeously terrifying image.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wow, look at it's still imploding in itself in there. Like,
well, it looks like they didn't blow up the whole world.
And now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
oh my God!
Sorry. Because is that the
Jesus? God! It's the aftershock.
Yeah, the aftershock.
That scared the living daylights out of me. It worked. Okay, well, that's where you know it worked. But also, yeah, right.
Oh my God.
And you guys are just sitting there. Imagine the shockwave. It's blowing the radiation over there. Whatever. Maybe they didn't, but like, I think it's all, wow.
Well, yeah,
they
it
did
doesn't always show up like right. Like your grandpa, you said he passed.
Yeah, no, it takes a while. Yeah, exactly. But I'm still like, I wouldn't even be.
I think they're like not even thinking that hard about it at that time.
We don't know enough yet. Yeah. Yeah.
Only $10.
Wow. He said $10 wow. You know, it's hard because I'm celebrating with them. What they've done, it takes incredible, like, brilliance and a lot of work, but at the same time, the danger in it is also like, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's also really bad.
Potsdam right away.
So it's hard.
Get a message to Kitty. We can't say anything. Tell her to take in the sheet.
His little message.
Charlotte, go ahead.
Oh, well, I don't know. He just said to tell you to bring in the sheets.
She gonna smile? Or, she's scared. Maybe too. Yeah.
If they detonated too high in the air, the blast won't be as powerful.
We'll take it from here.
Yeah, now he's powerless, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Did Truman brief Stalin at Potsdam?
Brief would be an overstatement. He referred to a powerful new weapon.
Scary.
Stalin hoped we'd use it against Japan.
That's it?
Robert, we've given them an ace. It's for them to play the hand.
Should I come with you to Washington?
What for?
Well, you'll keep me informed.
Of course.
No.
As best I can.
Yeah, he's not gonna be fucking informed.
No, it's just you're kind of thrown out the window,
Yeah,
right?
he's done. They got what they needed from him, and he's done.
Would the Japanese surrender if they knew what was coming?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
The fact that we built this bomb does not give us any more right or responsibility to decide how it's used than anyone else.
But we're the only people who know about it. But what's your opinion?
Once it's used, nuclear war, perhaps all war, becomes unthinkable.
Until somebody builds a bigger one.
I don't know that it becomes unthinkable. I think it starts to generate thoughts of how do I get that power too.
I thought they would call.
It's only the 5th.
And it's the 6th.
Oh, God.
I don't remember what date it happened.
Charlotte? Try Groves. Anything?
Oh, he's panicking.
Truman's on the radio.
An American airplane.
Oh.
Yeah.
The bomb had more power than 20,000 tons of TNT. It is an atomic bomb. It is a harnessing of the basic power of the universe.
Nobody seems very...
I'm very proud of you and all of your people.
It went all right.
Apparently, it went with a tremendous bang.
Everyone here is feeling reasonably good about it.
Lie.
I think one of the wisest things I ever did was when I selected the director of Los Alamos.
Yeah, because he got what he needed, got what he wanted.
More than $2 billion on the greatest scientific gamble in history, and we have won.
God. It's a lot. Opie.
Oh, we saw this earlier. Yeah.
World will remember this day.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh, setting in.
It's too soon to determine what the results of the bombing are, but I'll bet the Japanese didn't like it.
Yeah. Ooh. Wow. Great direction in that.
I just wish we had it in time to use against the Germans.
Yeah. Amazing representation. Oh my God. The fuck? Oh my God. I thought that it was like that scared the crap out of me.
I hurt myself. I hurt my arms.
Oh, wow. He is feeling the repercussions of what he has brought into the world. Oh, it's hitting some other people the same way. Father of the atomic bomb.
It's an honor.
Mr. President.
You helped save a lot of American lives. What we did at Hiroshima was...
And Nagasaki.
Your invention let us bring our boys home.
Well, it was hardly my invention.
It was. You're on the cover of Time.
Now is our chance to secure international cooperation on atomic energy.
Yeah.
Do you know when the Soviets are gonna have the bomb? Never.
Russians have good physicists and abundant resources.
Abundance? What should we do with it?
Give it back to the Indians.
Yeah, no, of course not. This is the United States we're talking, so.
If what you say about the Soviets is true, we have to build up Los Alamos, not shut it down.
I feel that I have blood on my hands.
Oppenheimer, also known as Lady Macbeth.
You think anyone in Hiroshima or Nagasaki gives a shit who built the bomb? They care who dropped it. I did.
Right.
Hiroshima isn't about you.
Dr. Oppenheimer.
Don't let that crybaby back in here.
Oh, yikes.
Wow, they had a lot of opinions about him in this film.
Robert saw that hand-wringing got him nowhere. And by the time I met him, he fully embraced his father of the bomb reputation and used his profile to influence policy.
Okay.
Well, you got to work with what you have, so I don't know what to say.
Would you say that you exerted a great influence on the atomic policies of the USA?
I was the spokesman, but the opinion among scientists was unanimous.
Oh.
His brother was blacklisted by every university in the country. Lomanitz wound up working the railroad, laying track.
Oh.
Chevalier went into exile.
Oh.
Wow.
None of that stopped Robert from pushing the GAC to recommend arms control instead of the H-bomb. He was devastated when Truman rejected their recommendation.
He was much more afraid of he thought an H-bomb was a much bigger threat.
Robert, my son and his fiancée are desperate to meet the father of the atomic bomb, so...
Oh.
Is this a bad time? What do you think, Louis?
I think it must have been a blow for you.
For the world. Fuchs mean to the rest of the world. Klaus Fuchs.
Oh, dear. You haven't heard. Klaus Fuchs, the British scientist that you put onto the implosion team at Los Alamos, turns out he was spying for the Soviets the whole time.
Oh. That sucks, dude.
After the truth about Fuchs came out, the FBI stepped up surveillance on him.
Oh.
Man of conviction.
And maybe he thought fame could actually protect him. When Eisenhower took office, he saw one more chance. He took it.
America and Russia, each capable of killing the other, but only at the risk of his own life.
Yeah.
Candor is the only remedy. Officials in Washington need to start leveling with the American people.
Uh-oh.
How could Bourne get access to Oppenheimer's FBI file? Could it have been Nichols?
Whoever did unleashed a firestorm that burned a path from the White House. I worked my whole life to get here. Now, in front of the entire country, they want to put me back in my place. A lowly shoe salesman.
Oh.
I think we can get the Senate to grasp that you did your duty, painful though it was.
This was taken 31 days after the bombing.
Oh, God.
Everyone in the street, for nearly a mile around, was instantly and seriously burned.
Yeah.
Japanese spoke of people who wore striped clothing upon whom the skin was burned in stripes.
Wow.
There were many who thought themselves lucky, who climbed out of the ruins of their homes only slightly injured. But they died anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Did you read this crap in the papers? The atomic bombings were not the last act of World War II, but the first act of this Cold War with Russia.
Dang.
I think you knew him, Patrick Blackett.
We opened up a can of worms. Apple.
Urged them to continue my research on the super. It's not the right use of our resources. Sphinx-like guru of the atom. Nobody knows what you believe.
Oh, wow.
I hope that in years to come, you will look back on your work here with pride.
All those kids have grown up.
Today, that pride must be tempered with a profound concern.
Yeah.
If atomic weapons are to be added to the arsenals of a warring world,
we're screwed.
Then the day will come when people will curse the name of Los Alamos.
Yeah.
J. Robert Oppenheimer, Strauss fought in the U.S. won. Those were your words from the other day.
We needed to pivot.
But how would you know what Time magazine is going to write?
Henry Luce is a friend.
Interesting.
You've sat here and let me tell you how it's done.
But he knew the whole time.
What was it you said about Borden? Why get caught holding the knife yourself? I'm beginning to think Borden was holding the knife for you.
Ah.
It's going to come down to how much influence Borden's been able to exert on Teller.
Did I say something funny?
Borden, when we all know that it's Strauss.
Lewis brought me to Princeton.
And then you humiliated him in front of Congress.
But more useful than a sandwich.
Right. He was embarrassed then. Okay.
Maybe a little too well, Robert.
That was 6 years ago.
You know, they're truly vindictive.
Yeah.
Strauss has been perfectly clear that he is neutral.
Whoa.
It's always been Strauss, and you know it.
She's right.
Why won't you fight him?
But oh my God.
She's sick of him not fighting.
Yeah. She said that twice already. Why won't you fight?
You gave the file to Borden. You set him on Oppenheimer. You convinced him.
Borden didn't take any convincing.
Oh.
We need a systematic destruction of Oppenheimer's credibility so he can never again speak on matters of national security.
Wow.
Then what? Shabby little room, far from the limelight.
Oh, the little interview room they set up.
You send your accusations to the FBI. Tell Oppenheimer his security clearance is not being renewed, but offer him the chance to appeal.
Wow.
I appoint a board. They will, of course, have counsel. Prosecutor? In all but name.
Yeah.
Rob will have security clearance to examine Oppenheimer's file, as will the Gray Board. Defense counsel will not.
Wow.
What is it you said? This is just how the game is played.
Well, forgive my naivete.
As you can see, Robert, it's not yet signed.
May I keep this?
No. If you do decide to appeal, then they'll have to send you a copy. Take my car and driver, I insist.
I'll have to consult my lawyers, Lewis.
Don't take too long. I can't keep nickels a day.
Wow.
Strauss knows you can't do that. You will lose your reputation. We'll lose our house. Robert, we have to fight.
I have to warn you, this won't be a fair fight.
I mean, the defense doesn't have any of the freaking materials.
Page 1, paragraph 2. You never said man of the consulate, expert in the use of microfilm.
I'm sorry.
I mean, like, what?
Quoting from it, if we might be furnished with a copy.
The document is classified, Mr. Garrison.
Well, how is, okay.
There was a recording of the interview.
You had a recording?
Nobody told your client to misrepresent his former
Well-
answer.
It was 12 years ago.
I'm going to throw this at the TV.
Is this proceeding interested in entrapment or in truth?
Entrapment.
Where's the disclosure? Where's the witness list?
They're going to say, yeah, but we're not in court.
This isn't a trial, as you are well aware.
Yeah, that's why they did this.
We are dealing with national security.
Right. That's their whole.
Perhaps we are in need of a brief recess.
Gentlemen, you have my words. If you say they're from a transcript, then I'll accept it.
Right.
Then why would anyone make up such an elaborate story?
Because I was an idiot.
Why lie?
Clearly with the intention of not revealing who the intermediary was.
Right.
Hakon Chevalier, the communist, he's still your friend?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Dr. Robbie, thank you for coming.
Okay.
He wasn't going to help them, but Strauss told him that you and Ruth Tolman have been having an affair for years.
Oh.
He convinced Florence that Richard died of a broken heart.
That's absurd.
What's
Oh, God.
Broken heart.
That's funny.
Uh-huh.
And how long have you known Dr. Oppenheimer?
Since 1928,
Well enough to
Okay.
speak to the bearing of his loyalty and character.
Yes.
he is loyal to the United States, to the institutions of which he is part.
I mean, they don't care about they don't.
Eat.
Is he on the...
Would you say that Dr. Oppenheimer was unalterably opposed to the H-bomb?
He thought that a fusion program would come at the expense of our awfully good fission.
Mm-hmm.
We have an A-bomb and a whole series of it. We have a whole series of super bombs. What more do you want? Mermaids.
Mm-hmm.
But I've known Secretary Strauss for many years, and I feel it a necessity to express the warm support for science and scientist Louis Deschamps.
Our next scheduled witness, Dr. Florence, has apparently come down with colitis.
Oh.
Mr. Borden, during your investigation into Dr. Oppenheimer, did you reach certain conclusions?
I did.
Huh?
Prior to the writing of the letter, did you discuss the writing of the letter with anybody attached to the Atomic Energy Commission?
I did not.
Would you please be so kind as to read it, sir?
Let's hear it.
This is the first I've seen of this letter. And I see statements here, at least one, of a kind that I don't think anyone would like to see go into the record. These are accusations that have not previously been made.
Oh.
That are not part of the indictment from Nichols. Accusations of a kind that I don't think belong here.
His conclusions are valid testimony, just like the positive conclusions of friends of Dr. Oppenheimer. It cuts both ways.
Huh.
Long has counsel been in possession of this letter?
I don't think I should be subject to cross-examination by you, Mr. Garrison.
Was this whole thing just to have the letter in the record?
More probably than not, J. Robert Oppenheimer is an agent of the Soviet Union.
Come on.
Between 1929 and 1942, more probably than not, J. Robert Oppenheimer was a sufficiently hardened communist.
Wow.
He has since been functioning as an espionage agent.
I'm sorry, Robert. Is anyone ever going to tell the truth?
Doesn't look like it, buddy.
We will now hear from Dr.
Yeah, they're to
Damon
bury you
Hill.
6 feet under.
I'm just mad. I don't know.
A man who has given years of service in high positions of government.
Okay.
I believe that much I have to say will help to indicate why most of the scientists in this country would prefer to see Mr. Strauss completely out of government.
What? Oh, you're turning. He's turning.
Referring to the hostility of certain scientists directed toward Mr. Strauss because of his commitment to security, as demonstrated in the Oppenheimer affair?
No.
Oh,
because of the
boy.
personal vindictiveness he
Ooh.
demonstrated against Dr. Oppenheimer.
Rami Malek, don't let me down.
Let's go, buddy. Let's go, buddy. Is anybody going to tell the truth around here? Yes, he is.
This country should sit in judgment of a man because he expressed strong opinions.
Right.
If you want to try that case, you should try me.
The Oppenheimer matter was initiated and carried through largely through the animus of Louis Strauss.
Tell him.
Strauss turned to the personnel security system in order to destroy Oppenheimer's effectiveness.
Tell him.
I've always assumed that he's loyal to the United States. I believe this, and I shall believe it until I see very conclusive proof to the opposite. In a great number of cases, I have seen Dr. Oppenheimer act in a way which was, to me, exceedingly hard to understand. And his actions frankly appear to me confused and complicated. I want to see the vital interests of this country in hands which I understand better.
Oh.
And therefore trust more.
I didn't see that.
Sorry.
Wow.
You shook his fucking hand?
She's like,
She's
punch
sick of
him in
this.
the face.
You need to stop playing the martyr.
Would you clear Dr. Oppenheimer today?
Under my interpretation of the Atomic Energy Act, which did not exist,
So they're all going to have to say no.
I would not clear him today if I were on the commission.
It's all set up to be that way.
Yeah. No, it's completely set up. It's so.
And you wouldn't want to leave this board with any suggestion today that you're here questioning his basic loyalty to the United States and the operation of Los Alamos.
By no means.
Yeah.
Right.
You shouldn't keep them waiting.
Let him finish his damn cigarette, okay?
Only a fool or an adolescent presumes to know someone else's relationship, and you're neither, Lloyd.
Is it? Yeah, okay.
Kitty and I, we're grown-ups.
Yeah.
Through fire together.
Right. She knows most of it.
I've had nothing to do with communism and since 1936, since before I met Robert.
That's all.
That's all.
He was interrogated by a prosecutor who used all the tricks of a rather ingenious legal background.
Okay.
Charging now that the Gray Board permitted a prosecution.
If I were on the Gray Board, a man appointed not by the board, but by Louis Strauss.
Who was this? Roger Roberts. This is Oppenheimer. Did you have a Communist Party membership card?
I'm not sure.
Oh, God.
I mean, presumably the act of joining the party required sending some money and receiving a card, no?
It's just it was all so very long ago.
Not really.
Long enough to have forgotten.
Did you return the card or rip it up?
The card whose existence I've forgotten.
Right.
Can a distinction be made between Soviet communism and communism?
The Communist Party of the United States was concerned with our domestic problems. I now no longer believe this. I believe the whole thing's linked together and spread all over the world, and I've believed this since I left the party 16 years ago.
Yeah.
But
17 years ago. My mistake.
But you
Yeah, you tell him, girl. Come on now. Come on now.
18 years ago.
Yeah.
Your husband was making contributions to the Spanish Civil War as late as 1942. Did you know this money was going into Communist Party channels?
Don't you mean through? Think you mean through Communist Party channels, don't you?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Get his ass.
Your husband had not stopped having anything to do with the Communist Party. You don't have to answer that yes or no. You can answer that any way you wish.
I know that, thank you. It's not properly phrased.
Do you understand what I'm getting at?
I do.
Then why don't you answer it that
Because
way?
I don't like your phrase. I know he took an intellectual interest in communist ideas.
There are two types of communists, intellectual communists and your plain old regular commie.
Oh, God.
Well, I couldn't answer that one.
I couldn't either.
Okay, we're on her side right now. She's doing well.
It's a kangaroo court with a predetermined outcome. Why put yourself through more of it?
I have my reasons.
Okay. Oh.
It's our old pal.
Yeah.
I left my country never to return. If this is the reward she offers you, then perhaps you should turn your back on her.
Damn it, I happen to love this country.
You can't prove a goddamn thing. You certainly can't prove that I gave the file to Borden.
We're not in court, sir.
And it's coming back around.
Why would Hill come here to tear me down? What's his angle?
Do people need a reason to do the right thing?
Oppenheimer knows how to manipulate his own. He preyed on the naivete of scientists who thought they'd get a say in how we used their work. Don't ever think he was that naive.
Huh.
During your work on the hydrogen bomb, were you deterred by any moral qualms?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
You still got on with your work, didn't you?
Yes, because this was work of exploration. It was not the preparation of a weapon. That it be the policy of the United States to make these things at all costs without regard to the balance between these weapons and atomic weapons as part of our arsenal.
Got too big.
J. Robert Oppenheimer, and if he could do it all over, he'd do it all the same.
He's like, shh.
Yeah.
Why? Because it made him the most important man who ever lived.
Thousands of civilians would be killed or injured. Is that correct?
Yes, not as many as turned out.
Oh, how many were killed or injured?
70,000.
Wow. That's double.
In the weeks and years that followed,
Yeah.
it has
Expected.
been put at somewhere between 50 and 100,000.
Wow.
But yet you testified in here that the bombing of Hiroshima was very successful.
Technically successful.
Right. Not like.
And it is also alleged to have helped end the war.
Would you
Right.
be supportive of the dropping of a hydrogen bomb on Hiroshima?
It made no sense at all.
Oh, God.
Or did you oppose the dropping of an atomic bomb on Hiroshima because of moral scruples?
We set forth our
No, you!
Oh, my God.
arguments against dropping it, but I did not endorse them.
Get the back.
Right.
You supported it.
What do you mean support?
Well, you helped pick the target, didn't you?
I did my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, then you would have
Oh,
built the
God.
bomb too, wouldn't you?
I could.
I didn't ask you that, Doctor.
Oh, God.
Super bombs should never be built.
If we did it, they would have to do it. Our efforts would only fuel their efforts, just as it had with the atomic bomb.
Right.
When did your strong moral convictions develop with respect to the hydrogen bomb?
That we would tend to use any weapon we had.
Do we still have enough votes? Or is the crowning moment of my career about to become the most public humiliation of my life?
I think the latter.
Full Senate's about to vote. He'll scrape through.
Great, then
Really?
gather the fucking press.
Oh, wow.
This board has come to the unanimous conclusion that you are a loyal citizen. However, with the security apparatus of this country, together with your somewhat disturbing conduct on the hydrogen bomb program,
What?
we have voted 2-1 to deny the renewal of your security clearance.
I want to know which one was pro.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of knew where that was going, but it still
Yeah.
sucks to hear.
Don't take out the sheets.
We did not win.
Is it official?
There were a couple of unexpected holdouts.
I'm denied. Yeah?
I'm afraid so, sir.
All right. Who were the holdouts?
There were 3, led by the junior senator from Massachusetts. Young guy trying to make a name for himself, didn't like what you did to Oppenheimer.
Uh-huh.
What's his name?
Kennedy.
Whoa!
Kennedy.
I thought it was going to be a Kennedy.
That's fun.
I was like, I feel like it's a Kennedy.
Did you think that if you let them tar and feather you, the world would forgive you? It won't.
Right. You still live with what you made forever.
He turned the scientists against me one by one, starting with Einstein.
He might be.
Since nobody
Right.
really knows what they said to each
Yeah,
other.
can
that
you
day,
show
is
us?
it
Because
possible
now I'm thinking.
They didn't talk about you at all.
Exactly, that you're cuckoo bananas right now.
More important.
Oh.
Get his ass.
Sick burn, bruh.
Oh boy,
Here
we
we
get to see.
go.
You once held a reception for me in Berkeley. You gave me an award. Now it's your turn to deal with the consequences. And one day, when they've punished you enough, they'll serve you salmon and potato salad.
Oh, wow.
Give you a medal.
You're happy, I'm happy.
Pat you on the back, tell you all is forgiven. Just remember, it won't be for you.
It'll be for
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
It'll be for them.
Yeah.
She said, bitch, I didn't fucking forget.
We thought we might start a chain reaction that would destroy the entire world. I believe we did.
Ah.
Oh, he's back in the rocket.
Wow. Oh, wow. Christopher Nolan. Wow, he wrote it and directed it. Didn't know that. Based on the book Prometheus, which they opened with that. Okay. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You guys, we just got done watching Oppenheimer. So if you are on Spotify, okay, or Apple, you got to give us a 5-star rating.
You gotta.
If you're on the YouTube, you got to like, comment, subscribe. When you do, ring the bell. Ring the bell. Also, thank you to the editors for helping edit this down. We super appreciate them. So
Especially
thanks
this
to
one.
them. I know this is
This is a monster one.
this
so.
is a long one. Absolutely. Yeah.
Special shout out to the editors for this one.
Exactly. And also, go to our Patreon. That is where you can get a full week in advance of the schedule. You get to send us questions. That's what I think is super cool. You also get 15% off all rejectnationshop.com gear. Also, Greg and John offer exclusive highlights, watch-alongs over there. There's a bunch of cool stuff, and it just helps us deal with a lot of the copyright strikes. We have been getting a lot lately, and really the only thing that keeps us going is Patreon, and that's the absolute truth. So if you're not over there already, it would be good for you guys to get over there.
Get on
Sign
over
up,
there.
Be like, yo, I heard the news on Oppenheimer, so here I am. That way they know that
it was us.
Yeah, that we really sold it to you. Okay, Jackie, how are you feeling?
It's starting again.
Right
Please.
now about hold on. Yeah, there we go. About this film. How you feeling? Did you love it? Did you hate it?
I
Tell the
really
truth.
enjoyed it a lot more than I sort of expected to going in.
What did you expect? Yeah.
I thought that it would just be a little bit. I guess I went into it, and there's a reason why, like, I didn't see it when it was in theaters. I just didn't really think it was going, like, one, it was the 3 hours really deterred me. But
Sure.
also I just didn't really think it was going to be a film for me, or one that I usually, like, really would lean towards watching. But do we have no questions?
We don't right now, but go.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
But it's obviously an incredible film. There's a reason why it did win so many awards. I think that my favorite parts of the film were obviously the acting was incredible, but I really loved the structure of how the story was laid out. So the switching between the past and the further past, I guess, because
Yeah.
it's all the past. But
going in between the dates.
yeah, and I'd never seen the more future part of a film be the part that is in black and white. I thought that was like a very, very interesting choice.
Yeah.
And while there was only one single female character that passed the Bechdel test, the woman scientist,
Yeah.
I was still very impressed with, I thought that Emily Blunt and Florence Pugh had really meaty characters, even though they were all sent her to serve, Oppenheimer,
the men
obviously,
on
the men,
camera.
obviously.
Right.
But, and then
Totally.
I think that, okay, I have one more thing to say actually as well. Part of me wanted, obviously I understand that it is like a movie about his life and not specifically about the A-bomb. But part of me is always going to walk away from this just wishing that that it highlighted more of how the A-bomb did affect everyone in Japan, in Hiroshima and Nagasaki that it fell on. And also not just that, but the Navajo people that had to, actually get the uranium and the decades and decades and decades of damage and radiation that it did do to those people. And that's not just the people in Japan, that's people on our own soil that had to do that, and Americans that did suffer because of that bomb. But I understand that framing it through his essentially
what's happening,
grappling whether or not he made the right decision, I understand that makes it a little bit more accessible to a wider audience, starting that conversation, if that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm done. Wow, the
Did
notes
you-
really helped.
Did you know any of that stuff that he had been struggling with? Would you already have assumed that he was struggling, or did you have no idea?
I kind of had no idea that it was that big of a struggle to him. I mean, I guess if I had really taken time to think about it, that makes sense to me. I guess I'd just never really taken the time to think about how he felt after.
Exactly.
And
Which
part
is
of me, I kind of wish that I don't know how Emily Blunt's character really felt about it. I thought there were some hints, but
right,
besides the stand by your man of it all,
how she felt about his job, what he was doing. You're saying?
and creating the bomb, and as someone that close to it. I mean, she was drinking a lot, which I think we could, make some educated guesses there, but
totally. Yeah, I feel like in you saying that, which is why I asked her, would you ever assume, would these things come to the forefront of our mind if we're thinking about Oppenheimer? No, it wouldn't. Would we be really discussing did he feel bad? Did he not feel bad? Was he very excited? How did it go? We're really just, if we're speaking about the general public, we're thinking about the Times cover, right? Of the father of the atomic bomb. You're I don't know, he must be very proud, but to give us a little bit of a peek behind the curtain where it goes, well, once we began, which it was such a shitty argument from the prosecution side of basically saying you had no claims of feeling guilty in 1945, but in 1949 you did. You started to rethink it after the hydrogen bomb, and it's he just didn't bring it up yet because he didn't know where the frick it was gonna go, right? The second he handed it over to Matt Damon, it was totally out of his control. And I don't think that Oppenheimer's idiotic enough to know that, of course, he would probably lose control of such a large mass destructive weapon, right? But at the same time, he just didn't know all of it yet. It's an idea that he's you're in college, you're oh my God, I'm realizing now that waves and particles go together and nobody's discovered that yet. And now you get to prove to the world and work with all these other people that their whole goal is trying to use their brain to be well, what are we given here in the universe? And how can we utilize it? Because really their whole argument was that if we don't get there first, somebody else is going to get there. So then now how do we protect ourselves? That's a sticky freaking situation. So I think I actually do not mind that we didn't get into them fully showing us Japan and the fallout of that and Americans and how we felt, right? Because what we don't know, I think, as the general public, is how I think the behind the scenes of how Oppenheimer felt,
true.
but also how many people also right, they're trying to protest it. They came up to him and were will you sign this? He's I can't be dealing with that right now. That there was still a lot of people that I think thought how he did, which was this is dangerous. How do we put the brakes on it? And I find that very intriguing because I'm like, that's wild that there was, once they made it, there was a bunch of people that weren't all just out for like war, let's kill everybody. They were there to see if it worked, and then it did, and then they were like, oh.
And then you're kind of I felt like all the scientists, like when he walked in on them having that meeting, it's kind of like you get swept up in the, oh my God, I was chosen for this big, exciting project. And then by the time it gets to the point where, we're about to test it, it's like, well, it's too late, actually.
Totally.
And if I speak against it, it almost is treason against the government at that point. So it's like, what are you supposed to fucking do, you know?
Right. Which is like, you bring it back to the quote that says you don't lift a stone without being ready for the snake quote. That's going to be revealed. That's this whole freaking movie. Nobody was ready to pick up the stone and see the snake that was revealed. Like, at all. They said it twice throughout this film, in the beginning and towards the end. And that's what the bomb is. That's what the H-bomb is. That's what the atomic bomb is. That's what, really, the head of the snake is Hiroshima, right? Nagasaki. It's just the fallout of it's bad. They estimated, they were like 30,000 to 50, and it ended up being closer to 200,000 people dead, right? Because they didn't know. And that's the thing behind when you're testing one thing one time for the very first time, they didn't fully know. But I do understand that, I kind of feel for Oppenheimer, where it's like, well, you're the father of the atomic bomb. Like, what do you do now? I don't know. I mean, okay, Jackie, if you were the father of the atomic bomb, and then you're like, okay, they dropped it. Now what do I do? What would you do? If you didn't want to do that and you didn't want to spread it, I don't know. What do you do?
I feel lucky because I never have to worry about that because I don't have a scientific mind. I'm more like analytical.
Yeah.
I'm not really good with science, so I don't know.
She doesn't know. Girl, I'm trying to say, if you were,
okay, fine.
What would you do? Like, I
don't know if I would have gone as far as him, though.
Okay, what do you mean?
Like, I feel like I would have, grappled with the fact of, this is possible, and I don't think that I want to do it. I think I would have, jumped ship way earlier. I don't think I would have, gotten as far as him.
You mean you wouldn't even have finished the atomic bomb? That's what you're saying?
Maybe. When I realized, oh my God, I'm in Los Alamos.
Yeah.
The fucking U.S. military is giving me $2 billion fucking dollars to do this because they want to use it as a weapon. I would be like, wait.
Right.
But also, I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking lying. I might be fucking lying.
Yeah, she doesn't know herself well enough, apparently, to know whether she's lying, telling. She doesn't know. Jackie doesn't know.
I don't want to kill living beings. I know that much.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I was hit also, when they were testing the very first test where they weren't sure whether it was going to work or not, but the one scientist was like, it's going to work. And they see it right before it goes off. He just says, these things are hard on your heart. That was all Oppenheimer said, and they were just left with silence.
I was like, speak all that much.
He didn't, right? And that is also an insight to his humanity, because you're seeing him stand at the little circular window, waiting for this insane invention that he started, that he gave a lot of his life for, right? That the brilliance of his mind, it made this thing. So he has to be also excited to see it, but whilst that he's going through all that, he says these things are hard in your heart, which to me gives an insight to his humanity of that is hard. He's obviously, but sure, panic and oh, we're freaking out, but also I think more of the emotional side of
it.
There's a lot more to that than just the pure panic, I
also I kind of think that he kept going in Los Alamos and kept trying to get it accomplished. Even though I think some of that guilt and some of that, is this the right thing to do, was creeping in at that point. He said in the very beginning of the film, well, I taught myself this language in 6 weeks and then gave a speech on it because I like the challenge.
Totally.
I think he was also just so laser focused on like, can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? We did it. Oh wait, should we have done that?
Yeah,
you know,
totally. Which it's I get it because there's sort of an uncontrollable thing when people are highly intelligent. It's like you got to give them something.
You have to undo the puzzle.
Like
that's why they're always doing the Rubik's cubes. I'm just kidding.
I mean, he could probably solve it in 2 seconds, but like, and I also did really like the quote where they said, you know, an amateur stands in the sun, you'll get eaten up, but power hides in the shadows.
Yeah,
and
that was the script was. I mean, there were so many of those one-liners that were just incredible.
Because if you think about it, if you break that line down, right? They're basically, even though he's not an amateur, but Oppenheimer stands in the sun, which is nuclear bomb radiation. Mm-hmm. You get eaten alive. How? By the power, which is Robert Downey Jr., who hides in the shadows. Eaten alive until Rami Malek comes in and throws him under the bus because they really thought that Rami Malek's character. Let me see if I can see his like name in here, but
that's just top cast because there's like 500,000 million people.
There's a lot. Let me see. There we go. Anyway, you guys get it. That Rami Malek threw him under the bus, which was very, very exciting. I did not expect that twist. And once that came through, I was like, hell yeah. And I also was mostly excited because remember when
where the hell is he? This
Rami Malek was
big.
It's huge.
There is David Hill.
David Hill. Okay. He was the one where he went up getting him to try to sign the petition, and he throws it on his face, and Rami Malek, like the pen he has to go pick it up and whatever. But you can see in that moment, in the way that it was directed, that when David Hill, Rami Malek, fell out, got the pen, the way that he's looking at Oppenheimer, he is starstruck in a way, right? And I'm just so glad that payoff from that very quick little shot of like, why are we on this, right? It's kind of like a medium shot, Rami Malek, and we only saw him twice. It's because the payoff at the frickin' end, yo. Mm-hmm. And I love, yes, I think the script in what I was saying, like the amateurs in the sun, you know, they get eaten up and the power hides in the shadows. It's like a lot of the powerful people were hiding in the shadows and still had a ton to deal with. Had a lot of their hands were all over the project of all the bombs, right? But who gets eaten up is Oppenheimer. That sucks.
Yeah.
And Kitty, because she's with him and probably fall out with their kids too.
I like the line too about genius does not equal wisdom, or it was worded way more beautifully than that. But
yeah,
that was the message.
Right. Because I mean, you could have a genius who knows a lot of things and is able to have let's say a photographic memory, but doesn't really have common sense, right? Mm-hmm. Which would be wisdom, right? Wisdom in life and emotional things and the gravity of what this situation is going to bring, right?
Exactly.
The emotionality of if we drop a fucking bomb on Japan, the fallout of that. People are going to be striped like they're in a prison suit. It's not. It just burns all over their body. That's insane.
I have 2 more thoughts to say.
Yeah, tell them. They want them.
Okay. One of my thoughts is, you know how when you watch a great film and you sort of leave a great uplifting film feeling like both so small in the universe but so like greatly connected.
Yeah.
This film made me feel just like so small in the world and also scared, and also I'm scared. And then the second thing is, this reminds me so, like, Oppenheimer himself just reminds me so much about apparently the creator of AI. After he created it, he was like, should I have done that?
Tidal wave coming. Yeah, it's a big tidal wave. It will change.
I can't even actually think about that. That's my bomb.
It's a bomb. It's living. It will exponentially get wider and wider and change our lives forever as each hour and day passes by. AI becomes larger and larger.
It's almost like that has a greater effect on all of us on a day-to-day basis.
Of course.
Because like Yeah, I guess like if nuclear war happened and then there were bombs dropped everywhere, yes. But that feels like way less likely to happen than it's like AI is already like we're effed.
Correct. AI is more of our hydrogen bomb currently in the world we are living in than an actual hydrogen bomb, right?
Yes.
That's sort of like we can utilize it for us. We can try to understand it and stay ahead of it so it doesn't take over us. But eventually it is going to become way too large. And I don't know what they're...
It's already violent and dangerous for the average person, especially women with AI, you know what.
What do you mean?
PRN.
You mean
AI
like
adult content.
The graphic misrepresentations of people?
Well, no, not just that, but the fact that like you can online, you can take anyone's image or face and
That's
then
what I meant.
make them,
Yeah, so the misrepresentation of a person. Meaning
yes,
they can
yes,
put
yes,
your
yes.
face. Yes.
It's terrifying. It makes me so, like, I can't think about it that much because I will get physically ill.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot.
It's definitely, it's a scary thought. And it's I mean, that's just another thing that makes you think there's big ideas out there that when they start, it's sort of a little idea that goes, this can help people. It can help us in certain ways, and it does. And at the same time, they're thinking, okay, an atomic bomb, it can help us to help stop the war, right? Because then if we show them that we have big power, then we don't have to kill so many people. We just do this little bomb on a thing, and then we're good, right? The fallout of it is just what we can't fully know ahead of time and can't control.
Did you have a favorite scene?
Let's see. I thought that the ending and the conversation with Einstein, that I was like, oh yeah, we are going to go back here.
I loved that.
Where he goes, I think we have, and I'm like, yeah, okay, so that's why he's Einstein's going back with the knowledge of like, well, here we go, right? Which I really, really like that scene.
That was a great scene.
Let me guess, for Jackie, and then you can tell the people, it's going to be when Florence Pugh is juicing him in the seat and looking at
That was great.
the wife.
That was
She
a
got
great
all
scene.
heated up. She was like, that's a great scene. But I also agree with you, which it was a
I've
representation.
never seen anything like that before. I feel like, I swear to God, I've never seen that. It was when the camera panned and then he was naked. I was like, oh my God.
Crazy, right? What about you? Did you have one?
That was great, but also it was when he's addressing the people of Los Alamos, and it goes to it has the feet, but then it flashes to that woman, and it's so bright, so we can.
Yep.
You know, it makes it easier to like do the effect, but because it's so bright, it
We can
really
see
like
her.
does look like her skin is, and then he looks down and his foot is in.
Yeah,
I don't even want to say it, but you guys remember. I don't even want to say it. It makes me like
inside
ill.
of a dead kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was inside there.
Phenomenal film work. It was both my favorite and my least favorite thing that I saw.
Yeah. It was really good. The makeup on that and the practical effects were amazing too. And the skin was coming off, and I was like, wow,
it looked like a snake.
It's real.
A snake shedding.
That's exactly what it looked like. Wild.
I'm sweating. I'm like, it was so cold now. I'm like,
yeah. I feel like this movie was obviously amazing. The imagery, like obviously the direction, the way it was written and directed, it's like it's a Nolan film. Duh, gonna be 10 out of 10. Obviously, no notes, but the DP cinematography also as well. I mean, I was really already stirred up by some of the very first shots. We got some explosions, and the way that they show us the fission of the atoms of the, and it can just go on. It's scary for like infinity. Just being able to see that on a big screen is.
That
It's
must
great.
have been,
That must have been insane, right? To see it. I assume it obviously came out in IMAX, which would have been wild. Just a great freaking film. Great for you. You probably would have, because this was a loud one.
I think that they could have worked on the sound. I'm sorry.
Say that again.
They could have worked on the sound mixing of it.
How do you mean?
Put me in jail. I just don't know if it needed to get that loud because some of it was really quiet. It's not even like, oh, it was just our headphones were turned up really loud. Like it just got the range. It was a little too much, you know. I do music and production. You got to do the mixing and the mastering. Make sure it's not too crazy. I think it was just a little too crazy.
Oh, wow.
That's what I think. That's
Look at her
my
go.
really hot take. Okay, don't cancel me, guys.
I didn't feel that way. I just felt like it was like movie cinematic, right? Where you really got to nail it in and try to scare these people and force you to face the reality of like bomb. Because we did get scared
but
quite a bit of times.
now.
So it did win, which is great. 7 awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Score, Best Cinematography, and Best Film Editing.
Yeah. And yes.
Okay, so it won 7 Oscars. That's great. I think very well deserved. I think it was an amazing film. I had a blast watching it. I loved the music and they did that. Like you could hear that. They did that underneath sometimes, like the anxiety, the violin, the whole thing. They planned it out to really stress us all out. And I liked it. I think every choice is very specific and you could tell, which just makes it so much more intentional. So I'm not surprised why it won. Obviously, Best Original Score. Remember, 5 minutes in, I was like, the score? Mm-hmm. I said that so soon. So let's just say that I feel like I have good taste. Huh? Do you have any last things to tell the people, Jackie, about this film?
What were the other nominees this year?
I can ask it.
What were the other nominees? Or who? Or where? Why? When? How?
Let's see what it says.
I see you're using AI.
American Fiction, Anatomy of Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killer of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Past Lives, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest.
I remember. Okay, I actually didn't have that many deep opinions this year.
Academy of the Award. Oh, nominee. Yeah, we don't need to watch
I don't need to watch all that. I just wanted to read those.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have any major opinions, actually. I think it deserved all those awards, especially now that I've seen it, actually.
Yeah.
I just loved Poor Things.
Poor Things was good. Yeah.
I think Poor Things did for feminism what everyone thinks that Barbie did.
Yes. I think Poor Things might have won. I don't know.
It won something. I think Emma might have won.
Yeah.
This girl.
Yeah.
Poor Things is a feminist film. Fight me.
Yeah.
And so is fucking Promising Young Woman, and I Will Die on That Hill.
That's also a good film. Great film.
I'm gonna score it.
I love to get back on track.
Sorry.
Fucking Jackie, my God. Do you have anything else left to say about the movie we just watched?
It was beautiful.
Jesus Christ, this girl, she's like.
Shout out Robert Downey Jr. I'm glad he won supporting actor because he really. I did not recognize him for like 2 scenes.
Because I went, oh, him, and then she'd say to him, and that was like Robert Downey Jr. And you went, oh, I felt you could kind of.
He just totally I've never seen him act.
They did a great job.
Similar character in that way. So
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I thought he did a great job. Everybody here, it's good stuff. I really just love that you can't to lift a stone without being ready to await the snake to be revealed. Best quote in the movie. They did it
should
twice.
Add that into our daily vocab.
We should. Where I'm like, you just
don't lift the stone.
Like if you're not ready for the snake to be revealed, don't freaking touch it.
Lift that stone.
Like literally, take a car and drive as fast away from it as you can.
That's like if your friend's about to go through their boyfriend's phone.
Totally.
Don't lift that stone, girl.
The snake's gonna bite you. Oh, it's coming for you. Better get out of there. All right. Well, we love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure that you leave all the good comments. Be nice, be cool, be kind. You know how we rock and roll. Leave a like, share this video, do all the right stuff. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye-bye.